Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome to Russ Can Fly. All right, so it's game time. Today is test day, and I'm taking you with me. Now, I probably won't be able to take you into the actual test, but I wanted you to experience this day with me. So it's about 25 after 7. It's gonna take me about a half an hour to get to the testing site. My test doesn't start until 9 o'clock, but they suggest I get there 15 minutes beforehand. I'm actually going to get there early and just sit, and I've got some flashcards that I'm going to continue to go through because I really want to pass this test. So enough, let's get in the car, let's go to the testing center. Get out of here. All right, one last check, make sure I have everything. Got my flashcards, got my calculator. I'll put that in there. Flashcards there. I got my E6P calculator and my plotter. And I think that's everything. All right, let's get out of here. Okay, so I finally got here. It's about 8 o'clock. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to go back into the car, run through my flashcards one more time. It may be that last concept, and you know, lenticular clouds or upslope or nimbus, meaning rain cloud, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna run through my flashcards, but the next time you see me, it will either be the thrill of victory or the agony of defeat, but I am claiming victory over this, you know, and regardless of what happens, this is all part of the journey, and failure is not a failure. It's basically an opportunity to learn a lesson. So hopefully I have prepared enough to be successful, but if I don't, then I know I need to prepare some more, and I can always retake it. But my plan is to pass this daggone thing. All right, it is cold out here. I haven't been at a SEPTA station in a long time, but at any rate, I'm gonna go in there and get this done. All right, but gonna do some last minute studying. Again, it's about 8 o'clock. Test doesn't start until 9, but I'm gonna take about a half hour to study, and then some time for prayer, and then go on in and knock this out. All right, y'all be cool. See you on the other side. All right, so I have to admit that I'm disappointed. I failed. No, and I'm not joking. I mean, at first I thought, oh, it's gonna be so great when I come out here and I could pretend like I failed, and then I could say, I passed. But no, I'm not pretending. I failed. I was supposed to get at least a 70. I got a 68%. So yes, the bad news is I failed. And yes, I will have to take this damn thing again. And right now, I am absolutely not interested in ever doing this again. And I know I claimed that I was gonna get my license in 2021, but right now, the last thing I wanna think about is airplanes or licenses or any of that. So yes, it's disappointing. So the bad news is, yes, I failed. The good news is, and of course, you know, there's always a silver lining because there's never a failure. It's just, you know, you learn. Apparently it gives you codes for all of your incorrect responses. So what I'll be able to do is to go back and look at the codes and see what questions I got wrong and really hit those hard. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna go about this. Like if I'm gonna just dive right in, figure out what I did, you know, grind it out and, you know, take it again like soon, or just back away from all of this mess for a while and just kind of take a break. I haven't been able to fly because the weather sucked, failed this written, so not really enthusiastic about anything dealing with airplanes or flying or any of this crap right now. I did set for a goal this year that in 2021 I would get my license, and I'm still planning on doing that, although right now I have zero interest in having that happen. Flying and airlines and FAA sucks. But having said that, you know, I do look forward to the day when I can get on here and say, hey, guess what? I have my license. I passed my check ride. But the thing that I'm really concerned about with failing this is that, you know, when I do my check ride, they're gonna, you know, look to see that I failed the first time and I flagged, and, you know, they're probably gonna question my knowledge of this kind of stuff. But whatever, I can't worry about that. You know, it just is what it is. So you are on this journey with me. You get to see all of the stuff, the bad, the good, the ugly, and right now this is ugly. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel extremely disappointed. And I just don't know. I mean, it's just certain things about that test that was just really hard. And there was a couple questions I had never even seen before. I'm like, what the hell is that? So, you know, I will say it wasn't for a lack of trying. I did, at least 5 or 6 full-on practice exams. Continued to do questions. There was actually a question on there that I had done like 3 times during practice. So I knew the answer to that one, not even having to figure it out. But there's a bunch of stuff in there, I have to admit, I had never seen before, period. Like practice, reading, any of that kind of stuff. And if I did, I completely forgot. So trying to remember everything about flying and be able to answer 60 questions, you know, just not my thing. You know, so I'm just gonna have to dig deeper and find it in myself to make this happen. So all I can say is, you know, sometimes in life these things happen and you just gotta pick yourself up and figure it out and move on. So I'll do that, but I gotta figure out what's the strategy, what makes more sense. Right now I'm just pissed off and don't want to be bothered. But you know, tomorrow will be another day, and you know, I'll, you know, start looking at this stuff and see. So anyway, thank you for joining me on this journey. I'm not gonna even talk about liking this video because even I don't like this video. I'll probably give this a thumbs down. But if you want to see me on this journey, I would say subscribe to the channel and see how it all plays out. This is a low point. I've had low points before. I've had high points. But right now, this is a low point. So if you want to see what happens, stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel and follow me on this journey and pray for me. All right. Take care. Russ Kid, I'm out. Failed. All right. Bye. All right. So I apologize for the quality of this video, but I added this because this actually happened on the same day. The Lord is just so good to us, and sometimes, you know, He will be there in times of despair. And so I was having a hard time right after I finished filming that video, after I had found out I failed. And I got a call from my Roscoe Draper chapter of the Black Pilots of America, Derek Greer. He texted me like right after I finished filming that segment of the video. And he asked if I wanted to go flying. And initially, I didn't want to go because, you know, the whole thing was, you know, I just wasn't in a good place. And something just kept saying, you know, you're not doing anything else. You know, why don't you just go ahead and go fly, go, you know, clear your head. And so I did. And again, this video quality isn't good, but I was flying with these gentlemen and, you know, looking out the windows and, you know, just watching this small airplane. Well, actually, it's a bigger airplane than I'm used to flying, but just watching, you know, out the window. And I just said, you know what? It's okay, Russ. It's going to be okay. And I just thank the Lord for just being in there and Derek calling me so I could fly, even with Doug. But yeah, and you know, once we got back and we landed, and I just said to myself, you know what, it's going to be okay. So you're going to have some low points, but there's always, you know, people who are there for you. And even if your lowest time, you're not alone. So I guess that's the point of this whole thing, is to basically encourage somebody who may be feeling a little low right now. So, all right, enough. Thank you for following me on this journey. Thank you, Derek and Doug, for, you know, helping me through that very disappointing time. And, all right, I'm out. Peace.